There's no fighting the all-powerful creator God. He's a perfect judge. It says the Ancient of Days took his seat. The court sat in judgment. The books were opened. When the horn started to speak, this, like Satan, the beast is killed immediately. It's not like a war. Right? You even see this. Jesus is like, oh, I saw Satan. Yeah, I saw him. He fell from heaven like lightning. You ever see lightning? You don't see it for very long. And this text is speaking about the judgment that is to come. The beast is killed, his body destroyed, it was burned in the fire. It's important to note that the only difference, though, between the demonic and the human is the fact that the demonic doesn't have the opportunity to receive grace we do. That's the only difference. You need to hear that. You're like, no, I'm not a demon. You were born into this world in a fallen nature, following after the prince of the prince of the power of this age. But God, being full of mercy, stepped in to human history, clothed as a man, lives the life you could not live, dies in your place for your sin, extends to you like grace and new life in him. The penalty for sin was death, and so he did not want you to die, so he dies for you, and this great exchange happens where you receive his perfect life as he takes upon your substitutionary death, and so extends to you holiness, blamelessness. This is the only difference between us and the demonic. You need to understand that, okay? And when someone says, oh, nobody can judge me, that's not true. You can be judged. You will be judged. A book of your life will open up one day. You will stand before a righteous, right king, and a court will sit down. And hear me out. The book will be open. This book that exists is the book of your life, like your record, right? All the things that you thought you could hide and you couldn't hide, you need to know God sees everything, and there is in heaven, right? There is in heaven a God who sees and ordains and knows all things. One of the greatest misconceptions about Christianity is that God, you're going to have God's people in heaven, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be wonderful, and then you're going to have like Satan's people in hell, and they're going to be having a good time too. It's just going to be different. No. God rules all things. Hell is not like, you're not supposed to talk about this, right? But hell is not some sort of like, strip club where everybody's throwing back beers, having a good time, getting laid. Like, that's not what it's about. Eternal torment as you've turned your back on God and said, I don't need you. Hell is the absence of God's presence completely. And that is scary, but it's not scary when you understand the nature and character of this God who calls himself merciful, gracious, slow to anger, faithful, abounding in steadfast love. And he also says, I'm coming back. Verse 13 says, in a vision, I saw from the clouds like in heaven, there came one like a son of man, and he came to the Ancient of Days and was presented for him. The Bible is straining to give us apocalyptic imagery of Jesus. Daniel's like, he was like a man, but like the son of the man that was the Ancient of Days. He's eternal. He's with God the Father, but he's not God the Father. He's like the Son. He's in heaven. He's sitting on a throne. There's angels surrounding him. He's being worshiped. He's like the Son of a Man riding on a cloud. And the truth is he was getting a depiction of exactly what will be true when Jesus returns. Like, hear me out. I'll just close with this. Fascinating statement of Jesus. We've all maybe heard of the Great Commission before. If not, it's fine. But there's this Great Commission. It's like the last words of Jesus. And we always think about it in terms of the commissioning of the disciples. But there is a phrase that he says that he refers to Daniel chapter 7 when he says this. He says, okay, after his resurrection, before his ascension into the clouds, he looks at his disciples, he says, referring to Daniel 7, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, the commission, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing men and women in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, teaching them to obey everything I've commanded you, and know I'll be with you to the end of the age. And in the same way in which I went up, you wait, I'm coming back. And he is, and he will return. And man, my hope, my prayer is that I get to be alive and see it. I used to be younger, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want him to return. I'm the little. Now I just am like, crack the sky today. Today, return. No sin, no tears, no shame, no sorrow, no death, no Boston Children's. Are you kidding me? Come and crack the sky now. That's my hope.